What up, everybody? GeekSpot82 here with
JoJo.
JoJo. So exciting news! JoJo got her braces off. Look at that beautiful smile. So she's very excited about that. Yes. And today we brought Commander Legends. So we have the two precons here, and we're gonna open the most exciting thing. We're gonna open this box of Commander Legends. We're just gonna rip through these packs. You ready to dig in?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. We're going to do this a little differently than we have done in the past, where I just zoom in on the cards. I thought we could take turns opening packs and show them the rare and maybe anything that we liked. So once you open the box, you get a list of way to play a draft game with this, the Commander Draft. Build your deck, Commander Battle, and then it gives you a list of some of the archetypes that are represented in this box. That's really nice to include. We have an extra box that maybe we'll do that with, but this was the one we bought just to open for everyone else. So, ladies first, pick your pack.
I don't always open these perfectly, so
It's alright.
hard.
All for fun and gamesies. I will zoom in and put a nice shot of the card up as we talk about it. So let's see. Nice. So I will also call out some cards that maybe I can use for my Commander decks. If you haven't checked out my video of the 37 Commander decks I have, it has grown. I think I'm at 46 now.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's older. It's more decks than years I've lived. But, so for instance, this Viper, the Ambush Viper, I could maybe even use in my snakes, because it's not all snakes.
That's right. We got a marble diamond, so that's something that you can use quite often. Okay. If there's something you want to talk about, by all means, you talk about it.
So the first rare I got was Opposition Agent, the 3/2 Human Rogue. And it says, Flash, you control your opponents while they're searching their libraries. While an opponent is searching their library, they exile each card they find. You may play those cards for as long as they remain exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast them.
I have this angel card, and it's just a flying lifelink, and I just thought it was cool.
That's fine. It's one of our favorite creature types here in the Geek Spot house. So I got Malcolm Keen-Eyed Navigator, the Siren Pirate, 2/2. And it says, flying, whenever one or more pirates you control deal damage to your opponents, create a treasure token for each opponent dealt damage. And it has partner. I also got Nadir, Agent of the Dusknell, a legendary elf warrior, 3/3. And it says, whenever a token you control leaves the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on Nadir, Agent of Dusknell. When Nadir leaves the battlefield, create a number of 1/1 green elf warrior creature tokens equal to its power. It also has partner. And my foil was the Anamorphous Axe. And it is a equipment. Equipped creature gets +3/+0, and is every creature type, costs 3 to equip. So that's great for like a changeling deck or a shapeshifter deck. And a foil.
Our foil was Fall from Favor.
Yep.
And it's an enchantment creature. When Fall from Favor enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature. When you become the monarch,
Yep.
enchanted creature does not untap during the controller's untap step unless that player is the monarch.
Togo Goblin Weaponsmith.
Togo Goblin Weaponsmith is a legendary creature. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a colorless equipment artifact token named Rock with equipped creature has...
Pay 1, tap, sacrifice rock. This creature deals 2 damage to any target. And equip 1.
And it is a 2/2.
So basically, he creates rocks that your creatures can then throw at other people.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's a very goblin thing to do, I think.
Yeah.
All right, what does Helana Kessig Ranger do?
She has reach. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 2. When you do, that creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature. And it is a 3/4.
Boom. And then our rare for that pack was Armored Sky Hunter, a Cat Knight, 3/3. Flying, whenever Armored Sky Hunter attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may put an aura or equipment card from among them onto the battlefield. If an equipment is put into the battlefield this way, you may attach it to a creature you control. Put the rest of those cards on the bottom of your library in any order. That's pretty hip.
So I do have a question.
Yeah.
How do you know which cards are rare?
Ah, that's a great question. So, on the sides here, let me get one of each color. You have 3 main. There's also an orange, but we didn't get a mythic. So, see the set symbol here?
Yeah.
Show everybody at home. All right. So the black symbol is common.
So you get those a lot.
You get those the most, correct. A silver or like light blue is an uncommon.
So you get them, but you don't get them.
Right. So, and it's about a 3-to-1 ratio between common and uncommon. And then rare
It's golden.
is golden, and you typically get 1 per pack. And then mythic rare is like a bright orange, and those are 1 every once in a while.
Like you only get 1 in every box and not even that sometimes.
No, there's usually maybe 4 in a box, maybe 5. It depends. Depends on the set, depends on the rarities. Oh, I'm sorry. Ladies first again.
Alright, so far off to a good start. We got 4 legendary creatures. You remember why legendary creatures are important? Your commander has to be a legendary creature. Alright.
So I got a Haunted Cloak. Not an expensive card, not a rare card, but one of my favorite early cards when I first started playing Magic. That was one I included in every deck I possibly could.
In my pack, we got a Molder Beast. He is a creature beast, trample. Whenever an artifact is put into graveyard from the battlefield, Molder Beast gets +2/+0 until end of turn, and he is a 5/3.
Boom! Alright. I'm going to go ahead and give him my rare. Necrotic Hex. It's 6 and a black. Each player sacrifices 6 creatures. You create 6 tapped 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. That's going to be great for a zombie deck. There it is.
My rare was Court of Grace. It is an enchantment. When Court of Grace enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. If you're the monarch, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying instead.
Okay. So you get to create a 1/1 spirit or a 4/4, depending if you're the monarch or not, at the beginning of your upkeep. That's pretty powerful. So let me go over my first legendary creature. I got Tuya Bearclaw, human warrior, costs 3 and gruel. I'm sorry, 1 and gruel, 3 total, for a 2/2 human warrior. Whenever Tuya Bearclaw attacks, it gets +X/+X until the end of turn, where X is the greatest power among other creatures you control. I love that because it also includes a bear in the photo.
So I have. What is it?
So this one's Jury, Master of the Review.
He is a legendary creature, human
Shaman.
Whenever you sacrifice
Permanent.
but a +1/+1 counter on Jury,
Yep.
the Master of Review. When Jury dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target, and he is a 1/1.
Rakdos. Perfect. All right, so I got Averna, the Chaos Bloom. It's a 4/2 legendary elemental shaman, and I forget the name. It's green, blue, red. I haven't learned my 3-color tribes yet. I am just a failure. I'm sorry. As you cascade, you may put a land card from among the exile cards onto the battlefield. Do this after the last card is exiled, but before deciding whether to cast a non-land card.
I have Zero Renegade Recruiter.
Yeah, Zara, Renegade Recruiter.
She is a legendary creature, human pirate, flying. Whenever Zara Renegade Recruiter attacks, look at defending player's hand. You may put a creature card from it onto the battlefield under your control, tapped and attacking that player or planeswalker they control, returning that creature to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. And it is a red.
Is it? That's the color of the guild. Is it? IZZ. Anyway, my foil. Oh, did you show him a picture? Show him a picture. My foil was Champion of Flame. Not a great foil, but a foil nonetheless.
And I have Elvis.
Elvish Visionary.
Yeah.
Another legacy card. It's been around forever. And then we both actually got the Prismatic Piper, legendary shapeshifter. If the Prismatic Piper is your commander, choose a color before the game begins. The Prismatic Piper is the chosen color. It has partner, and it is a 3/3.
It is the chosen.
It is the chosen color.
Always been a commander player, so I'm not upset to get commander eccentric stuff. Makes me happy. So cool. So Jolie just showed me she got a duplicate of the Seraph Dawn angel, and all it is a flying light speed 2/4. Yep. And I got a
Spectral Searchlight, which is fun. I like to be able to choose a player. That player adds 1 mana of any color, so that's some fun dynamics to your tabletop. I got a command tower, which is a commander staple, as we all know. It's a copy. And for my kitty cats, I got Soul's Might with some great art. I believe that's Miri. Or Miari? I can never say her. An avatar he sculpts of instinct and force is the flavor text. And then my rare was the Aura Phoenix. A 5/3 Phoenix for 4 and 2 red. And it says flying, Cascade. And whenever you cast a spell with Cascade, return or a phoenix from your graveyard to your hand. Excuse me.
So, the first thing that I actually saw was my foil, and it is Wild Celebrants.
Celebrants, yep.
When the Wild Celebrants enter the battlefield, you may destroy the target artifact. It is a 5/3.
That's a good one for the Satyr deck I built after Death Theros or Death. Yeah. So I got Tormund the Desecrator is one of my legendary creatures. He costs 3 and a black for a zombie wizard that is 4/2 that says whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. He has partner.
I got Belby
Let's see.
I can't say that.
Belby, Corrupted Observer.
Legendary creature Zombie Elf. She is my rare. At the beginning of each player's post-combat main phase, that player adds
2 colorless mana for each of your opponents who lost life this turn.
damage causes loss of life. And it is black-green, so another is.
Nope, that's Galgori. So we're going to have a learning moment after this video. Yep. So I got Hamza, Guardian of Asherin. He is a legendary elephant warrior that costs 4 in Selesnya, which is green-white, for a 5/5 creature that says, this spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it. Creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature you control with a 1/1 counter. So that would be a great one to put out some big, stompy creatures. Alright, what do you got?
I actually got another Prismic Piper.
That's our 3rd one so far. That's a very common one. Okay. Well, my foil was Spontaneous Mutation. Sure. Yep. Oh, you first.
You'll get there. Alright. So I get a Fire Diamond, which is a nice little mana rock. Although it might be a little slow now that it enters tapped. That's a cool one. Sisay's Ring. Alright,
She finds her way to her foil. We got Bio Waste Blob. It's a 2 and 2 green for an ooze creature. It says oozes you control get +1/+1 at the beginning of your upkeep. If you control a commander, create a token that's a copy of Bio Waste Blob. So it's a lord that creates other lords to make your creatures better. That's pretty cool. That's all right.
We have Alina.
Kessick Trapper.
She is a legendary creature human scout. First strike, add an amount of red equal to the greatest power among creatures you control that entered the battlefield this turn, and it is a 4/3.
Boom. She would partner well with Lana, the Kessick Ranger. It could be like sisters from another mister.
My rare was Emberwild Captain. When Emberwild Captain enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. Whenever an opponent attacks you while you're the monarch, Emberwild Captain deals damage to that player equal to the number of cards in their hand.
Boom.
And it is a 4/2.
That one might be pretty fun for. Oh, it's a pirate. pirate too, a Jinn pirate. Alright, so I got Arumi of the Dead Tide, a merfolk wizard, legendary creature. He's 1/4 and cost 1 and Demir, which is blue-black. And he says, exile cards from your graveyard equal to the number of opponents you have. Target creature card in your graveyard gains Encore until the end of turn. Encore cost is equal to its mana cost. In Encore, for those of us who don't know, exile creature card and play. Exile creature card and pay its mana cost. For each opponent, create a token copy that attacks that opponent this turn if able. They gain haste, sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. Excuse me, and activate only as a sorcery.
And that's a really cool art.
Yeah, and the artist on that was Darkin.
My legendary creature was Slurk All Ingressing.
All ingesting.
Oh. And it is an ooze. Slurk All Ingesting enters the battlefield with 5+1/+1 counters on it. Whenever Slurk or another creature you control dies, if it has a +1/+1 counter on it, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control that has +1/+1 counter on it, and it's just a 0/0.
Cool. But it enters with 5 counters, so it enters as a 5/5. That's pretty cool. Alright, so then I got Anara Wolfbid Familiar, a 4/4 wolf beast that costs 3 and a green. So 4/4 for 4, that's pretty good. As long as it's your turn, commanders you control have indestructible. And it has partner. There you go.
And my foil was Maria Thorn of the Blade. She's a legendary creature elf scout. Whenever Maria Thorn of the Blade or another elf you control dies, you may pay 1 and 1 life. If you do, draw a card.
Cool. And that is a special border. So make sure you show them that. That's really pretty, isn't it?
Yeah. And it is a 1/2.
There you go. Well, my foil was Finclod Fugitives. It is an elf salamander rogue. So that's pretty funny that we both got an elf as our... I got a marble diamond. Opposition Agent is my rare.
You got a monarch token, I see.
One of my rares was Kamala's Will. It is an instant. Choose one if you control a commander. As you cast a spell, you may choose both. Until end of turn, any number of target lands you control become 1/1 elemental. Creatures with vigilance, indestructible, and haste. They are still lands. Choose target creature you don't control. Each creature you control deals damage equal to its power to that creature.
Wow.
So that's a really powerful card.
I agreed. I got Breaches, the Brazen Blunderer, a 3/3 Goblin Pirate. Legendary creature with Menace. Whenever one or more pirates you control deal damage to your opponents, exile the top card of each of those opponents' libraries. You may play those cards this turn. And you may spend mana as though it were any mana of any color to cast those spells. Again, he has partner. I'm loving all the pirate love that I'm getting out of this set so far. Pirates were my favorite new tribal to come out of the Ixalan block.
I actually got another rare.
Oh, cool.
So
Double rare pack.
Amar,
Amarith.
the Lustrous.
Lustrous.
Amar the Lustrous is a legendary creature dragon, but it is a rare. Flying whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it shares a card type with the permanent, you may reveal that card and put it into your hand. And it is a 6/6.
And what's your favorite commander other than the one I built for you specifically?
The dragon deck.
Just checking. So my other legendary creature was Captain Vargas Wrath. Wouldn't you guess it? It's a 1/1 pirate for Is It? And it says, whenever Captain Vargas Wrath attacks, pirates you control get +1/+1 until the end of turn for each time you've cast a commander from the command zone this game. That's pretty cool.
My other legendary creature was
Haru. Solomon Ritualist.
It is a legendary creature, human monk. When Aru, the Solomon Ritualist, enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 other target creatures. Whenever a non-token creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it dies. Create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with fun, and it is a 3/3.
That's pretty fun. Alright. Let's see. My foil was Kinsblade Courier, a Kithkin soldier, 2/1 for 2 and a white. When Kinsblade Courier enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target creature, and it has Encore for 3 or 2 and a white.
My foil was very different. Mine is Null Caller. It is a creature vampire shaman.
Shaman.
A 3 black exile creature card from your graveyard. Create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. It is a 2/4.
So he can raise creatures from the dead and make them his zombies. So you're going to build your own commander deck after we open these? I would like to see it. Leave us a comment below if you would like to see JoJo build her own commander deck and do a deck tech. Not a rare, but it has fairies in it, and that's another one of our favorite tribals. Search your library for a forest card, put that card on the battlefield, then shuffle your library for 1 and a green.
One of my cards that I would like to share is Impulsive Palfure.
Pilferer.
It is a creature goblin. It is only a common, but when Impulsive Piper dies, create a treasure token. A core 3 red.
Cool.
And it is a 1/1.
Love those goblins. Alright, while you get to your rare, I'm going to show my first legendary creature was Radiant Sarah Archangel. The art on this looks like Jamie King, the actress. It is a 6/4 angel that costs 6 and a white. With flying, tap another untapped creature you control with flying. Radiant Sarah Archangel gains protection in the color of your choice until the end of turn. She has partner. It has partner.
My giant pirate.
That's awesome.
As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may sacrifice any number of artifacts and/or creatures. This spell costs 2 less to cast for each permanent sacrificed this way, and 2 less you cast for each other artifact or creature you sacrifice this turn, and it has trample, and it's a 7/5. That's actually a pretty good card.
I like that. I have Nostro, Voice of the Crags. Cost 1 blue, red, white for a legendary chimera that is 3/3. It says tap, choose 1. X is the number of spells you've cast this turn, so you can scry X, you can deal X damage to target creature, or you can gain X life.
My other legendary creature was
Cyanide, Eye of the Storm.
She is a Jinn monk. Flying whenever Cyan, Eye of the Storm attacks scry X, where X is the number of attacking creatures with flying, and it is a 3/2.
All right. Well, I didn't get a rare in this pack. I got a mythic rare, Phyrexian Triniform, an artifact golem 9949 that says when Phyrexian Triniform dies, create 3/3 colorless golem artifact creature tokens, and it has Encore for 12. So when this dies, it splits into 3 smaller golems, which is pretty heavy.
And also, that is the bright orange that he was talking about.
Correct. That is the bright orange for a mythic rare, and that is the first one. And how many packs do you think we've opened? Probably half the box, and that's our first mythic. All right,
I
your
wonder
turn.
if there are any above.
No. A foil mythic.
My regular rare is,
Shakashima's Protege.
and it is a shapeshifter. It has Flash, Cascade. You may have Shakashima's Protege enter the battlefield as a copy of any permanent that entered the battlefield this turn, and it is a 3/1.
That is awesome. All right, my foil was the Brazen Freebooter Human Pirate 3/3.
I have a treasure token artifact.
So far, I think we've gotten 2 legendary creatures minimum, a rare, and a foil in every pack. I'm pretty sure.
Do you want me to actually hold this?
That makes no difference.
And my foil was Veteran
Fertilid.
Fertilid. Is a creature elemental. Fertilid enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. 1 green. Remove a +1/+1 counter from Fertilid. Target player searches their library for basic green cards. Puts it in onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffles their library, and it is a 0/0.
Boom! Oh, I almost keep going first.
What's your favorite card you've gotten so far? Do you remember? Probably the Chimera.
I got a Command Beacon. It's just a rare land, says tap and add a colorless, or tap, sacrifice Command Beacon. Put your commander into your hand from the command zone. So that's a nice way to get around your commander attacks. The art on that reminds me of the Eye of Sauron, though, or Sauron from Lord of the Rings, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that was my rare for the pack.
So I actually got kind of a bunch. I have Neveros.
Nemiral's Death.
I can't say so. Artifact, and it is a rare artifact. Neveros.
You're good.
This enters the battlefield tapped. A 1.
And tap it.
Destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments.
Huge board win. Alright, my first legendary creature was Keskit the Flesh Sculptor, a 1/3 human artificer that costs 2 and a black. You can tap it, sacrifice 3 other artifacts and or creatures. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 2 of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. It has partner.
My legendary creature was Abomination of
Llanowar.
It has Vigilance and Menace. Abomination of Llanowar's power and toughness are each equal to the number of elves you control, plus the number of elf cards in your graveyard.
Wow. I'm definitely going to make that a commander. That's awesome.
I like how they're all just a bunch of zombies.
Zombie elves, yeah. Alright, so my next and last legendary creature, Ghost of Ramirez de Petro, for a 2/3 spirit pirate that costs 2 and a blue. And it says, Ghost of Ramirez de Petro can't be blocked by creatures with toughness 3 or greater. Whenever it deals damage, combat damage to a player, choose up to 1 target card in the A graveyard that was discarded or put there from a library this turn. Put that card into its owner's hand.
That sounds like a good card.
That sounds super fun to play with for a pirate deck.
I actually have another rare instead of another legendary.
It's both.
A
Singuir,
Singuir, the Dark Baron.
Dark Baron.
It is a legendary creature, Vampire Noble.
Boom!
Flying. Whenever another creature dies, put 2 +1/+1 counters on Singuir, the Dark Baron. Whenever another player loses the game, you gain life equal to that player's life total as it turned the game, and it is a 4/4.
Oh wow, so you gain life equal to their life total when that turned the game before they lost. That's pretty good.
So that's a lot.
That could be. Yeah, it could be a lot.
Unless they were like 2 life.
Yeah, but still 2 life is 2 life. Scholar of Stars is my foil. Nothing too fancy.
And my foil is another rare.
Really? That's a 3 rare pack.
Core of Ambition.
Addition.
When Core of Ambition enters the battlefield, you become the monarch.
The Monarch!
At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses 3 life unless they discard a card. If you're the monarch instead, each opponent loses 6 life until they discard 2 cards.
Wow. I like that card. That's going in Necrosar, I think.
So, I do have a question about that card.
Mm-hmm.
What it means by they lose 6 life it says 6 life unless they discard 2. I thought it said until.
Yeah.
So
That's alright.
I was wondering if like
So
if they didn't do it for like 2 minutes, they would have to lose
a bunch
like
of life.
6 life or something.
So that is why our friend the professor from Tolarian Community College, the YouTube channel that I watch all the time, for my magic stuff, tells us reading the card explains it. Your pick.
You definitely won those packs. That was an awesome pack. Alright. Let's see what kind of fun stuff we get. Look at that.
Alright, you want to go first this time? I've been going first every other time.
Sure. I want to save the best for last.
Okay.
So I am sharing my legendary creature.
Ooh. Breenellen? I'm gonna go with Breenellen. The Moon Kraken.
It is a kraken.
Release the Kraken.
The Moon Kraken enters the battlefield, or whenever you cast a spell with converted mana cost 6 or greater, you may return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. And it is a 6/8.
Oh yes, we will be using that one.
What deck?
Alright, so I'm gonna start from the bottom and work my way up. I'm just gonna go with my foil, which was Skilled Animator. Wah, wah. Your turn. Why don't you give us your foil?
Okay. My foil is a Fire Diamond artifact. Fire Diamond enters the battlefield tapped. Tap, add fire.
Yeah, and melt. Right, that's awesome. Foil Mana Rock. Alright, so then my first legendary creature is Prava of the Steel Legion. It's a 1/4 legendary cat soldier that costs 2 and a white. And it says as long as it's your turn, creature tokens you control get +1/+4. And you can pay 3 and a white and create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. It also has partner. So the question there is, do I put it in my soldier's deck or my cat deck?
Maybe you should make a soldier and cat.
Kitty cat soldiers? Yeah, maybe. Alright, hit me with your next one.
My second legendary creature was Raka.
Rakra? Rakara? Son of Raka? Yeah. The Kobold Warrior.
Yeah. It's a son of someone. He's a son of like this person.
I don't speak Kobold very well.
He's a legendary creature, Kobold Warrior. First strike, menace, trample, and says 0/1. And it costs 0 mana, so you could put that out.
Turn, yeah. That's awesome. I see it. I wonder why he has the little dot there.
Yeah. Maybe there's...
Somebody tell me, why is the dot there? I'm not the all-knowing magic player I pretend to be sometimes. Somebody tell me why that dot's there.
Write it down in the comments.
There we go. Alright, my turn. Armix Filigree Thrasher. It's a 3/2 golem that costs 2 and a black. Whenever Armix Filigree Thrasher attacks, you may discard a card. When you do, target creature defending player controls gets -X/-X until the end of turn, where X is the number of artifacts you control plus the number of artifact cards in your graveyard. So that's a good kill spell. Really?
Alright, it's time for the best of the best that was in mine. It is Mana Drain. It is an instant and a mystic rare.
Mythic.
Mythic rare.
Minstant. Minstant. It's a minstant rare. A mythical instant. I don't think you're wrong. I think that works. I think we can make this a thing.
Counter your target spell at the beginning of your next main phase. Add an amount of
Mana.
mana
Oh wait. Yeah, colorless mana.
Colorless mana equal to that spell's converted mana cost.
So you can counter spell and you get colorless mana equal to that spell's casting cost.
That is
Right, and my myth instance. It's a mythic sorcery. So what is that? A sorcery is reshape the earth. It costs 6 and 3 green, and it says search your library for up to 10 land cards. Put them into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. Are you kidding me? That is insane. 10 mana? That is a huge swing. You better mana drain this one.
That's crazy. Wow. Dad jokes are on point right now. Maybe for Christmas you should give us dad joke book. Maybe. Who said you're giving anything for Christmas? Let's see. Alright. That's alright. You wanna go first? Yes. Are we gonna go from worst to best again? Do we like that format? Let's do that.
So my worst one was my foil, but I'm excited about it because I've already talked about it once. It's a foil haunted cloak. So I'm actually kind of excited about it.
But you said worst.
That's it. That was the worst one I got though.
Which one do you think?
All right, go with your foil.
Okay. My foil is
Stinger Fling Spider.
It is a creature spider. Reach. When Stinger Fling Spider enters the battlefield, you may destroy target creature with line. It is a 2/5 green.
Boom! All right. Gillinara, Caller of the Wirewood. It's 2 and a green for a legendary elf druid that says tap it, add 1 forest. When you spend this mana to cast a spell with converted mana cost 6 or greater, you get to draw a card. It is a 1/2. Buckle my shoe? No? Alright. Your turn.
Should I go with
Oh, you got a great pack. You get to pick.
Again?
Dealer's choice.
I'll go with the Gehen?
Gehen Arcanium Weaver.
It is a legendary creature, human wizard rare. By a mountain, plain, and swamp tap, sacrifice an enchantment to return target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield, and it is a 2/3.
So it lets you play with your enchantment.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
and it's a fire, plain, swamp. So a tricolor.
Yeah. So my rare was Body of Knowledge. It's a creature avatar. Costs 3 and 2 blue, and it says Body of Knowledge's power and toughness are equal to the number of cards in your hand. And whenever Body of Knowledge is dealt damage, you may draw that many cards.
So sometimes having a lot of cards in your hand can be helpful.
In that case, it would seem so.
I have Bell, Orca, Spectacle Sergeant.
Sergeant, yep. Good job. Yep.
It is a legendary creature, Spirit Soldier rare. Note the converted mana cost of each card as it is put into exile. Bell Borca Spectacle Sergeant's power is equal to the greatest number noted for it this turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. And it is a star 5?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
So that's what the card was explaining. So its power, or the star, is equal to the highest, equal to the greatest number noted for this turn of the converted mana cost. That's a really cool card, actually.
It is a fire plains, or a mountain plains.
Yep. Boros. just gonna call that guy or girl or whatever BBSS. I like it. All right, so my best card was Jessica, Thrice Reborn, Planeswalker. 2 in a mountain. First Planeswalker we've gotten. She has a static ability. Jessica, Thrice Reborn, enters the battlefield with a loyalty counter on it. Each time you cast your commander from the command zone this game. The 0 ability says choose target creature until your next turn. If that creature would deal combat damage to one of your opponents, it deals triple that damage to that player instead. And its -X says Jessica, Thrice Reborn, deals X damage to each of up to 3 targets. Jessica, the Thrice Reborn, can be your commander and has partner.
And it's a Mythwalker.
It's a Mythwalker. You were waiting a while to say that joke, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I have Blade Grip Prototype. It is an artifact creature, Griffin, and another rare.
Boom.
So that's another 3 rare packs.
Boom.
Flying whenever Blade Grip Prototype deals combat damage to a player, destroy target non-land
Permanent.
of player's choice that one of your opponents control, and it is a 3/2.
Booyakasa. Alright. Go ahead and take 3. You do 3, I'll do 3, and that will be the last
I'll just do the top 3.
of the box. So last 6 packs.
So it's not a rare, but it is an Imperious Perfect, the Elf Lord. Good one. And then I also got Pride of the Perfect. It's an enchantment. It says elves you control get +2/+0. It costs 3 and a black. And since I'm now going to be building a Dalgori Elves deck, I'm going to need that. And then Joe just pulled a Reclamation Sage, which is another great elf card.
Immaculate Magistrate.
It is a creature elf shaman. Rare. Tap, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature for each elf you control, and it is a 2/2.
Boom. A lot of elf magic in these 2. Let's go with Tekic Salvage Splicer. Human Artificer. When ITSS enters the battlefield, create a 3/3 colorless golem artifact creature token. Whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on ITSS and a 1/1 counter on each golem you control. It has partner. It is a 1/1 human artificer. Cost 4 and a green.
My other legendary creature is Malcolm Keen-Eyed Navigator. It is a Siren Pirate, and it has flying. Whenever one or more pirates you control deal damage to your opponents, you create a treasure token for each opponent dealt damage. And it is a 2/2.
Boom!
We actually did get a few treasure tokens, so
There we go. I got a foil Marble Diamond, so another foil Mana Rock. I'm pretty happy about that.
so we're doing this.
Or whatever you want.
So my foil was Scab.
Scab Goliath.
It is a creature, zombie giant, common. As additional cost to cast this spell, exile 2 creature cards from your graveyard. And it has Trinkle. It
got Rebec, Architect of Ascension, legendary human artificer that costs 3 and a white. For a 3/4, artifacts you control have protection from each converted mana cost among artifacts you control. That's insane. That's awesome.
And my last card is Yurluk
Yep.
of Scorch Thrash. It is a legendary creature, Vanisho Shaman,
Venisho Shaman.
and a rare.
Boo.
Vigilance. A player losing unspent mana causes that player to lose that much life. 1 tap. Each player adds a swamp, mountain, and forest, and that means it costs a swamp, mountain, and forest, and +1.
There you go. And then my last one, which was my rare, was the Elvish Dreadlord, a 3/3 zombie elf with Death Touch that says whenever Elvish Dreadlord dies, non-elf creatures get -3/-3 until the end of turn. And it has Encore. So you get to bring them back and do that a few times. Make sure nothing but my Galgori elves survive.
Alright, you want to go first? Sure.
One of my legendary creatures is Ketis, Emberclaw Familiar. It is a legendary creature, Elemental Lizard. Whenever a commander you control deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent. It is a 1/1.
That's pretty cool.
And a 5 and a mountain +1.
So mine was Kandi Skywarden, 3 and Azorius for a legendary bird wizard, a 3/3 legendary bird wizard with flying and vigilance. Whenever Kandi Skywarden attacks, attacking creatures with flying get +2/+0 until the end of turn, and whenever he blocks, blocking creatures get +0/+2 until the end of turn.
So I actually didn't get 2 legendary creatures. But I got
Austere Command.
It is a 4 or a 2
Cost-
planes +4.
Yep.
It is a sorcery rare. Choose to destroy all artifacts, destroy all enchantments, destroy all creatures with converted mana cost 3 or less, or destroy all creatures with converted mana cost 4 or greater.
Boom. So my next one is Glacian Powerstone Engineer. He costs 5 and a blue for a 3/6 legendary human artificer creature. It says tap X untapped artifacts you control. Look at the top X cards of your library. Put one of those cards in your hand and the rest into your graveyard.
I got Colpiner, the Last You. It is a plains, swamp, forest, +3, legendary creature, tree folk,
Shaman.
and it is a rare. Vigilance, reach whenever Colpiner, the Last You, or another to one other target creature card with lesser toughness from your graveyard to your hand, and it is a 3/7.
Boom. All right, my next one is Arden Intrepid Archaeologists for a 2/2 Core Scout, Legendary Core Scout. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may attach any number of auras and equipment you control to target permanent or player it has partner.
I have Skywill Shoot. It is a plains +2 instant. Common. Destroy target creature with power 3 or greater. Scry 1, and also it is a foil.
All right, my last card is Rings of Bright Hearth. Whenever you activate an ability, if it isn't a mana ability, you may pay 2. If you do copy that ability, you may choose new targets for the copy. It is a 3-cost artifact. Super powerful.
Last 2 packs.
Last pack opening.
A Moss Diamond. I don't think I've gotten one of those yet. That was the first one. Ooh, a Return to Dust. That's a good one. You got another one of those special bordered foils. And you will find out what that foil actually is at the end. Very well. My token was actually a spirit, and it's a token creature. Yep. There you go. That's alright.
So my foil was Eyeblight Colors. It is a 3/3 Elf Warrior, and it costs 4 and a black. And it says when Eyeblight Colored dies, create 3 1/1 green Elf Warrior creature tokens. Then mill 3 cards. Oh, I didn't show it. Sorry. There we go.
Arden Interpret Archaeologist.
Yep, so that's the foil I got literally in my last pack. Good job. You don't have to go over it.
It's not a foil, and it's just a legendary creature.
And actually, I got another double as well. I got a second copy of Nadir, Agent of the Dust now.
I have Imagati.
Amati, Celebrant of Bounty.
It is a legendary creature, Naga Druid.
Druid, yep.
You pay a forest and a water +3, and it has Cascade.
Cascade.
Spells you cast with converted mana cost 6 or greater have Cascade. It is a 3/1.
Boom. And my last legendary creature is a human cleric that costs 3 and Orzhov, and it is Thales Reverent Medium for a 3/4 human cleric. At the beginning of each instep, create X 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying, where X is the number of tokens you created this turn. So that is super cool. I really like the art on that one. I'm definitely going to be looking for a foil copy of that card.
My rare is Spectator Seeding, and it is a land. Spectator Seeding enters the battlefield tapped unless you have 2 or more opponents. Tap, add fire or plants. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's really cool. Rare blue colored. Bam! Alright, my rare was Court of Cunning. This is definitely going to be a Necrosar card. It's an enchantment for 1 and 2 blue, and it says when Court of Cunning enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. At the beginning of your upkeep, any number of target players mill 2 cards. If you're the monarch, each of those players mill 10 cards instead.
So So, this is my last card, and this is the one that you guys have been waiting for because it is a
mythic rare legendary creature with a special foil border, and its name is the Revi Imperial Tactician.
You have to pay a forest, a plains, and a water for it. It has flying whenever
Durevi Imperial Tactician
enters the battlefield, or a creature you control deal combat damage to a player. You may tap or untap target permanent one forest, plains, and water. Put Durevi onto the battlefield from the command zone.
Blue.
And it is a 2/3.
That one's really pretty.
It is.
It's got like extra sprinkles of sparkly in it. Like
So wouldn't that be a creature?
It is a creature. Yeah.
I'm a creature.
Yeah, I'm a creature. Yeah. All right. What was your favorite card? Still the Chimera?
Yeah, or the one that I just got.
Durevi? That was really cool. All right.
Even though I can't say its name, it still is really cool.
Well, that's all right. So, all right. So people are going to let us know if you need to build your own commander deck.
Okay.
And I'm not going to help.
Okay.
I'm not going to help.
Encourage them.
You should do it. Thanks for hanging out with us while we open this box. Let me know if this format works. First time we've tried it, but I didn't want to do like everybody else does where you just see the cards. But if that's what you want, we can go back to doing it that way as well. But thanks for hanging out with GeekSpot and JoJo. And don't forget to hit that like button, notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe. I know I don't do too many magic videos, but we do want to do more of them. So stay tuned. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.